Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about why new developers give up way too early. Now, if you are just learning how to code and you're trying to get into tech and you're paying for a course, trying to get into that and really trying to understand what it takes to be a developer, you're on the right track, but it could be frustrating depending on the instructor not giving you the right information. Maybe you just don't have the skill or the knowledge yet to get to that goal that you want to get to, but you're realizing that it's way harder than you think. It's way harder to figure out how to code. It's way harder to solve complex problems. It's way harder to understand, front-end technology, back-end technology, and what fits where. And to be honest with you, this happens to everybody. It happened to me when I first started. Granted, I started in high school, right? So I had I had 4 years, freshman year to senior year in high school, to learn everything that is computer science. So it gave me the skills for building websites. It gave me the skills of building programs using C++, understanding databases, and how does that connect with a program? How does that connect with the website? I was able to grasp those concepts because of the instructor that I had, the support system, right? The classmates that I worked with every single day. So if you're right now trying to learn how to code and you're not getting that, that's going to be a major issue. And you're going to be tempted to give up. And I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Try to find a way to get yourself back into just learning the basics, the fundamentals. Take your time. And I'm sure you're going to break through that plateau, because it happens to everybody. All right. It's not just you. The number one reason why, developers just give up and new developers just say, you know what, I'm done, is because they have unrealistic expectations. They think that once I become a developer, I'm going to have that easy life. I'm just going to be working on some small things. I'm going to be coding out easy solutions. I'm just going to coast my way through life and get paid a lot of money. Now, there are some jobs that are out there like that, right? And there's a small percentage of jobs like that, but you got to get your hands dirty once in a while. You got to start working on complex problems. You're going to be the one that, when the issue comes up, what are you going to do? If it's a fire drill, if it's a complete blocker in production, what are you going to do? If you fold, then you shouldn't be a developer, right? It's all about solving problems at the end of the day and building something that is valuable. If you're not able to do that, then this is not the career for you. I like coding. I don't know why, but I love coding. I love to solve complex problems and be valuable to the people that need my services. And this came with time. Like, I wasn't first year as a developer, I wasn't really that great in my craft. I knew I had a ton of stuff to learn. And as technology grew and started to become more advanced, I had to get with the times. And if you're not able to do that, this is not the career for you again. So you have to have realistic expectations. Expect that what your first job, whether it's an internship that's not paid, or you actually do get paid for an internship, or just a regular job, that is not going to be as much as you think. Like entry-level positions, I believe it's around $40,000 to $60,000 starting. Okay. And honestly, that's good money if you want to start. In 6 months, maybe you might get from 60K to 80K, depending on how well you do. But you have to have that expectation that you're not going to get paid a lot. And then also, some of these jobs are not remote. They're not. You might have to do a hybrid schedule. You're in the office 4 times a week, and you might have 1 day, at home, which is still a plus in that regard, because working remotely could be lonely sometimes. And if you're not the person that likes to go outside and get some fresh air and you're just a homebody, then, you're not going to have that communication, because not a lot of people talk remotely, especially if you're just slacking or you're on Microsoft Teams sending messages all day. That's not really communication. You need that human interaction. So expect that if you were to jump into this field, it's not going to be easy. You got to put in the work. You got to fix bugs that you're not comfortable with. You got to work on problems that you're not comfortable with. You have to understand that, what you're building, you might not even like, but it's all about gaining the experience and getting that fundamentals to take you further in your career to where you could continue to grow and not be stagnant in one area. The second thing is that, and everybody does this, it's human nature. You compare yourself to other people. Someone that knows a lot more than you feel like, oh man, I could never be like that guy. Or I can't build my own application because I don't have the skills yet. That is a disempowering belief in yourself. Always believe that you could do something. Just because you don't know what that person has done to get to that point in their career, why they know so much. They put in the work. It takes time. It takes time, bro. Like, I've had that imposter syndrome so many times with learning a new technology, someone bringing up something that's better for efficiency or like something that's a productivity hack. And I was like, dang, I couldn't even think of that, right? But it's because I didn't care. I just didn't care. So if I don't care, why should that affect how I'm progressing in my career? I just got to learn from the best and then pay that forward in the end. If there's something else I'm learning, pay it forward. Like if you're really passionate about a particular library that you're working in as opposed to coding, and you notice that you love the way the framework is cleaning up a lot of issues that you're having, like you're actually solving a lot of problems, you're actually not dealing with any pain points or anything like that plagues you every day, share that with everybody else. Share that with like a community that could give you feedback on that, because that's just going to show that, you're putting in the work too. Not a lot of people are going to agree with you, but at least you could get that conversation going. It's all that matters. And you're going to find out that other people are going through the same thing. It's not just you, like I said. So just be happy with the journey that you got. Like, be happy with the skill set that you have. Because putting in that work, I'm telling you, every single day, if you schedule out your time to put in the work, is going to pay dividends for you in the end. That's with everything in life. But everybody wants this fast track. That's cool if it's doable. So if you're going to use AI for everything, it's going to come back to bite you. I'm telling you right now, it's going to come back to bite you. And when it comes to interviews, when it comes to actually solving a problem that now all hands are on deck and you're the one that wrote that code and you relied on AI to do everything, you're going to be asked out because you didn't write the code. You didn't do the work to understand the workflow. And that's going to be a major issue. And that's going to be a direct call out to you. So be accountable for your skills. If you don't know something, say you don't know, and just be your own person. If someone knows more than you, give them praise on that. Learn as much as you can. Don't have this ego where you have to know everything. I had that ego before, and I had to like calm that shit down real quick and be like, you know what? I don't know shit. I don't know anything. And I need to just work on what I need to work on. And I need to just be the best I can be and be valuable to others. Number 3 is that you chase too many things. You're looking at too many applications. How do they build this? These frameworks, these libraries. You're doing all this stuff for what? You're not focused. You're not focused, bro. Focus on what's important. Focus on, okay, I really want to focus on front-end technologies. How do you do that? The basics, and I say this in every single video, I feel like, is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Come on, bro. That's simple. Learn that first. Then once you're proficient in all 3 of those languages, because they tie in together, look into a JavaScript framework. Look into like a bootstrapping system to where you have components that are already there. You have classes that are already done, CSS classes that you could just put together in an HTML document. And now you have like a working web page. Right? You don't have to do any extra work. So if you put in that time to understand the basics of all those 3 languages and then look at the frameworks to see how it makes it better to understand those languages, it's a win-win right there. That is a major win-win. So, just focus on at least 3 to 4 languages first. Once you master those, start looking into other areas. Start looking into back-end technology. Start looking into APIs. Start looking into like database management, right? Data science, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, just start doing the research on your own and applying it on your own. Because as developers, we do learn a lot on our own. We do. But if you're able to afford a course, for example, and you know that is going to fast track your way to learning something relatively, faster than doing it on your own, then I would make that investment towards yourself. Don't be afraid to do that. Okay. Even if it's a boot camp and you have the money on hand and there's a success rate with getting a job or at least a community that you can rely on, I would do that as well. You know, even going to a university too, if you have the means to do it, but not a lot of people do. Stop focusing on so many different things just because it's on a YouTube video or, you know, people are just talking about it. If you're not going to have the passion to do it, you're never going to get it done. I've done that so many times with different courses. Like I thought I wanted to be a data scientist at one point and I bought a course on it when it was on sale on Udemy. I went through maybe 10 chapters of that course and then I stopped because I knew it wasn't for me after a while. Same thing with Java. I brought a Java course. Still have to go through it, and what I'm focusing on right now is just full stack applications. That's just my niche right now. I thought working on Java might open my eyes to different ways of building out applications, mobile applications and all that stuff. But, I feel like I don't have the motivation to do it. And maybe one day I will, but it's not right now. You just got to pick your battles. Okay. So just pick your battles, pick the things that you want to really focus on, look at the job market, see if there's a niche for it. And if there is, focus on that first and then branch off on other opportunities. Another thing too is, you think failure is the end goal. Like failure, if I fail, that's it. Trust me. I failed multiple times in my career. I've embarrassed myself in my career. At least I thought I did. And I'm still here. Okay. One of the reasons why I feel like, I did embarrass myself and I have a hackathon story. I have a link to it here on the annotation here on the video, but did a hackathon and I thought I knew everything. I thought I was really good at what I was doing. We were using React.js as the framework. That's when React was just getting some traction with functional components and all that stuff. And I really didn't know about functional components. I was really good in class-based. So long story short, had a plan. They whiteboarded the application that we were trying to build. And I was tasked with creating a drag and drop feature on there where you connect nodes together and then a modal pops up and you could create different action packs. And then once you click save, that gets scheduled on a cron job. And then those jobs will run behind the scenes, right? And then you'll get the data from that job in real time. So it was a cool concept, and I was only able to install the library that allowed you to connect those nodes together, and I couldn't create the modal that would trigger when those nodes were connected on different scenarios. It was a 24-hour hackathon, so it was humiliating where you see everybody else get their stuff done, and I'm just stuck with the bare minimum. Major eye opener there. It was very humbling experience, and I had to do what I had to do to get to where I am now. But watch that video for the full context of that. When you fail, it sucks in the beginning. But at the end of the day, you're going to bounce back from it. It's not the end of the world, bro. It's just not. Failing is one of those greatest things that anybody could go through because you have to suffer at some point to actually make a change. So if you are to do the easy things every single day and you're not making any progress, and then you're faced with something that's very challenging and you fail and you just give up like that, this career is not for you. Okay? That's even with working out. You work out, right? You can't push 225 for reps on the bench. Okay, well, how you gonna do that? If you are failing at 205 for 5 reps, how are you gonna get there? You gotta continue to add weight little by little, whether it's 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds, just to get your body acclimated to the stress and the load. The only way we grow is through stress, especially with bodybuilding or working out. The only way you would get better with, say, for example, you want to get better with your stamina, you have to push yourself on the treadmill or running outside and really, get your lungs and your heart able to acclimate to your workout. If you're not able to do that, you're going to be stuck the same way. Okay? So failure is a good thing. Fail as many times as you need to and be happy that you failed and assess those lessons that you learned and apply it and get better. That's it. Don't make this shit complicated. And then the last thing is money, man. You want the developers fail because they're not getting the salary that they want. They want to live that lavish life. They want to live in a nice ass apartment or buy a nice ass house and go on all these vacations and work remotely and they live that glamorous life. The only people that get to that point are the people that put in the work and are very proficient in what they do. You could be that too. It's not right now if you just started. Give it a couple years. This takes time. I would say it'll be a lot faster because of AI. You can use AI as a pair programming assistant to teach you certain things. But if your only main goal is money, that's it, bro. You ain't doing this career. I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna happen. You will be disappointed at the end of the day. So take it from me. I had to work my ass off to get to the career that I'm at now. I had to grow in so many different areas, not just the coding aspect, but also how I communicate with other people as well, to present an idea, to present a feature that I worked on. Some of the pros and cons of going with different technologies versus this technology. Being in those rooms has helped me be comfortable with, being able to speak at a high level and being able to change how I speak so that other people who are not technical can understand me, okay? It's not about coding. It's all about the communication. It's all about your relationships with different people. If you don't have that, you ain't gonna make money. So work on that first. Work on just getting the fundamentals, getting to where you need to be, where you're happy and you're able to grow. And then also getting uncomfortable when you need to and not staying comfortable for a long time, because it will happen. And when you're tasked with doing something, you're going to be stressed out. That's all part of the journey. And you got to do that. So if you stick with that plan, you're going to make it as a developer. If you want something fast, exit the video. I don't care if you dislike it. I'm telling you straight up, you ain't going to do it. I'm telling you straight up, nah, figure out something else. All right. So that's it, guys. That's the video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Let me know how you guys are doing as new developers, whether you're learning at a university, a boot camp, on your own. Let me know how it's going, because I've been hearing a lot from you guys in the comments, and I really appreciate you guys leaving comments and telling me, how you guys are doing in the tech space and how I'm able to bring value to you guys, and that it's not just you that's going through it. Everybody else is too. And just the conversation that I'm seeing in the comments is it's very good and engaging. And I really do appreciate you guys for doing this, right? And then, if you need any help with anything, you can always reach out to your bro, all right? You can reach out to me at thefullstackbro@gmail.com. If you want to talk about something personal, we want to talk about your portfolio, your resume, what you should do, just reach out. We'll have a conversation, all right? So hope you guys having a good day. We'll talk soon, and I'll see you guys next time.